The Kewaunee nuclear power plant in Wisconsin may be making a comeback. The existing Kewaunee site was shut down in 2013, where a single unit, two-loop Westinghouse PWR, at about 550 megawatts, was shut down and is now undergoing decommissioning. However, the decommissioner of the site has said that they are filing a notice of intent with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission for a potential new build at the same site. Utah-based Energy Solution Partners and WEC Energy's parent company are on a multi-year effort seeking federal permits, with the decommissioning company and the utility partnering with Wisconsin Public Service, saying the companies are engaged in a multi-year plan to pursue federal approval for bringing new nuclear online at the site. With Energy Solutions, which is the company decommissioning the site, announcing on January 15th that they had submitted a notice of intent with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, confirming plans of an application for a major licensing action of new generation at the closed Kewaunee nuclear plant in Wisconsin. They're targeting June 2028 for the application and are currently considering an early site permit, construction permit, or combined operating license, and that any construction activities will be coordinated closely with the application and the ongoing decommissioning activities. And the main driver for this is what we've seen a lot recently with AI data centers and increased power demand in the grid in general, and that an existing site that had a nuclear power plant on it before, and a community around them that may already be familiar with that, as well as the labor force, and being in an ideal spot on Lake Michigan, so there's ample cooling water infrastructure with the existing grid connections, does provide a unique and somewhat valuable site that new nuclear power could be built on. Which is, of course, all very interesting, but there are a few key points that caught my eye while I was looking into this. Number one is Energy Solutions, the company that is decommissioning the existing Kewaunee plant, is not a nuclear constructor or operator. They are primarily in nuclear decommissioning. On their website, if we take a look, you can see their existing services and facilities: energy training, waste disposal, waste processing, transportation of waste, services decommissioning and decontamination, nuclear waste solutions. Pretty much everything is related to waste or the surrounding services and transportation. So a company that at best has very little experience in building and operating a nuclear power plant, making a notice of intent with the NRC to build a new power plant is a little bit unusual to say the least. They have put together a promotional video on their website, so let's see if they do have any other offerings.
EnergySolutions is the industry leader when it comes to safely packaging, transporting, processing, and disposing of nuclear material in North America. Headquartered.
Yeah, so they're leading off with we transport and we do decommissioning work, which means that this is their primary responsibility.
In Salt Lake City, Utah, our dedicated employees throughout the United States.
And they're in Salt Lake City, Utah? So it's pretty far from Wisconsin, where the Kewaunee plant is located.
States and Canada have the proven experience to safely manage radioactive material at nuclear legacy sites, power plants, research facilities, and decommissioning projects, providing all levels.
That's actually pretty cool here, where they're taking down the containment domes, little piece by piece, in this kind of vertical fashion. That's pretty cool.
All levels of logistics, processing, and disposal services our clients require.
Yeah, so here you can see they're cutting the large pipes that are inside containment that are part of the reactor vessel and the reactor coolant system, most likely.
Services our clients require.
Yeah, so here's the bottom of a steam generator that's being removed. So this is all inside containment.
MHF Services, an energy solutions company, provides integrated packaging, transportation, and logistics services for hazardous and non-hazardous waste material. The MHF Services packaging facility in Clinton, Tennessee, produces a wide variety of durable containers.
So again, here they're talking about transportation and packaging of nuclear waste. So this is what their subsidiary MHF does.
MHF boasts the largest purpose-built fleet of rail cars and intermodal containers in the industry. And
here you see they're transporting some waste by rail, which is not uncommon for very large components, and they would be kept in the container here on the side.
In the industry, and in collaboration with its sister company in Clinton, Tennessee, continues to innovate the design of packaging in the radioactive, hazardous, and non-hazardous materials markets. Energy Solutions is the industry leader in safely transporting nuclear material with two subsidiary transportation companies.
This is commonly what we see for not necessarily bulk transit of nuclear waste, but maybe smaller pieces. So you have a large container like this that's on the back of a truck, then it's so large like this and is tied down because of all the shielding that's required to protect. So if they're transporting high-level waste, something like this probably isn't fuel. It's not tall enough, but it may contain other components like portions of the reactor vessel or other piping that may be contaminated from operating.
Hittman Transportation, located in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, is the premier transporter of low-level radioactive waste across the United States and Canada. In 37
Exactly. You can see this kind of thing. Here it's labeled as empty, but normally you would put some components in there. It's either going to be either compressed from operations, it may be shredded, it may be liquid waste even. Depends on the type of container and where the transportation is actually going to be taking it.
years, Hittman Transportation Services has accumulated more than 250 million miles of safely transporting nuclear material.
A lot of transportation.
Hittman offers the largest fleet of tractors and trailers dedicated to the nuclear industry. To support our
Here you can see inside this facility, they have these concrete blocks on the outside, and this is most likely for radiation shielding. So there may be some hot components. It looks like they have a not quite a hot cell, but a enclosed area that is protected for the workers to go into and prevent any kind of airborne material from getting out.
Transportation Division, Energy Solutions offers the largest fleet of industrial Type A and B shipping casks to the
So type A and B shipping casks. Type A tends to be lower, things like radiopharmaceuticals or things from medical waste that could be produced. Class B is high-level waste. So this is could be things like parts of the reactor vessel that were very close to the fuel and received a lot of radiation. There tend to be big, heavy steel components like this, and maybe some pumps and some valve seals, things like that. So they seem to have transportation casks for both.
Industry with more than 90 casks of different sizes, shielding, and certifications. We also provide shielded containers for the transportation.
Exactly. Here you see the putting in a container that's going inside of the transport cask. So there's the actual container itself, which holds the material. Usually it's welded shut and sealed, and this is what is ultimately going to be disposed of. And then the outer portion is the transport cask, which provides additional shielding and structural reinforcement for the container that's inside.
Of radioactive material. Our comprehensive processing capabilities include a variety of services between two locations. At our Bear Creek processing facility, located in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, our employees provide radioactive waste services, which include inspections, sort and segregation, incineration, compaction, metal melt for the recycling of materials for beneficial reuse in the nuclear industry, liquid waste processing, and high-activity filter processing through remote handling.
And this is pretty cool. So one of the methods that you want to do with nuclear waste, of course, is to compact it as much as possible so that it takes up the smallest amount of volume. And here they're shredding some components that would be, because there's a lot of empty space inside of them. By shredding them and then compacting them, you can make everything take up less space. Same thing with like resins and other components like fabrics. They tend to shred or do some sort of chemical processing on them in order to get the volume down so that you're putting the maximum amount of radioactive products into the smallest amount of space.
2 hours away in Erwin, Tennessee, is our resin processing facility known as Erwin Resin Solutions, which safely dewaters, thermally reforms, homogenizes, and volume reduces spent ion exchange resins from nuclear power plants into a solid and stable waste form that can be safely disposed of at our Class A waste disposal facility located in Utah's West Desert. And finally, Energy Solutions operates 2 disposal facilities for the safe and compliant disposal of radioactive waste. The Barnwell Disposal Facility, located in Barnwell, South Carolina, which is owned by the...
Exactly like this. So the Barnwell facility is somewhat famous. It has a lot of large reactor components from early reactor designs, as well as some of the Department of Energy test reactor waste. It was all sent here. And it gets buried in these casks that are, again, usually sealed, welded sealed, sometimes vacuum sealed as well. And they get buried in the ground here. And the ground is either lined with some material or it has this kind of clay so that you don't have water getting into it as much. So it's protected for long-term storage. Again, these things, they're not spent nuclear fuel that's stored here. This is just metal like steels and those kind of components, nickel alloys that are part of the reactor vessel and other components. And the radioactivity on those is not going to be like hundreds of thousands of years. It's just slightly activated, but radioactive enough that it does need to be treated separately.
State of South Carolina and operated by Energy Solutions for nearly 35 years. In Utah's West Desert, Energy Solutions owns and operates the Class A low-level waste disposal facility.
So here you see a much larger container, and here in the background, I think you can also see some other components. But Things like these larger containers may contain portions of the reactor pressure vessel if they're small enough to fit in this kind of container, and that's where they'll be transported and stored.
As Clive. In operation for nearly 30 years, this facility accepts a variety of Class A waste, which includes large components from nuclear power plants, mixed waste, 11E2 material, and soil and debris from U.S. Department of Energy cleanup sites, research laboratories, and nuclear power plant decommissioning projects.
So, I mean, it's a nice video, but I'm not hearing anything about actual commissioning, operations, or any other abilities that they have. They seem to be pretty much focused entirely on waste, which is not so different from what we've seen at some of the other facilities. Palisades really immediately comes to mind on this. Palisades, of course, is the plant that was in Michigan that decommissioning began a few years ago, and Holtec won the contract for that. And Holtec, somewhat similar to EnergySolutions, also mostly to this point had dealt with nuclear waste. They had produced dry storage canisters that spent nuclear fuel that would be stored in for long periods of time. They also managed decommissioning of other sites and other plants and hadn't really been into any sort of new builds or new plant operations. They do have a small modular reactor that they've been working on, but nothing has been built yet on that. But unlike the Kewaunee site, where the old plant is actually going to be decommissioned and fully removed, EnergySolutions is proposing that they would build a new plant there at the site. Over at Palisades, Holtec is taking a slightly different approach. The plant decommissioning wasn't as far along, so they're actually able to restart the plant. And they received the license to do that last year. And see here they have the existing Palisades site, which in Michigan, which was an 800 megawatt plant that was shut down in 2022 and is now being restarted. And Holtec has announced that they do want to add some SMRs, their SMR 300 design. So they have a nice little graphic here where they've put 2 units of their SMR design and the existing Palisades plant in the background. But EnergySolutions isn't doing anything like that. They're not planning on bringing the Kewaunee plant back. The idea is that they would build new reactors at the site. They haven't specified the type of reactor that they want to build. They have said that advanced reactors are under consideration and small modular reactors as well. But they did announce that they are looking at expanding the boundary of the Kewaunee County property to allow for a larger energy center to potentially be located at the site. And this is largely suspected to be supporting data centers or other facilities that might be co-located at the site. But all of this right now is just a notice of intent to the NRC. And it is kind of interesting that we are seeing a little bit of a pattern here where plants that have been shut down, the decommissioning companies that are doing that work are potentially now taking an option on being able to reuse that site for additional power in the future, simply because there is existing infrastructure, workforce, and know-how that's already there. But yeah, I think this is pretty interesting to see where this goes. EnergySolutions will certainly need to partner with some more experienced people since they only have decommissioning. But like Holtec, maybe they can expand into something a little bit more on the construction and operations side. We'll just have to wait and see.